Ethan Parker had always dreamed of making it big. Ever since he was a kid growing up in a small town in Ohio, he wanted more than just an average life. He didn't want to settle for a 9-to-5 job, a predictable paycheck, and a routine existence. He wanted to build something of his own, something that would last. But dreams were easy. Discipline, that was another story. One evening, while scrolling through his phone, he stumbled upon an article about the famous Marshmallow Test. It fascinated him, how a simple act of waiting could predict a child's future success. That night, he made a commitment. He would train himself to embrace delayed gratification. Ethan's journey started with a choice. He had saved up $5,000 from odd jobs and weekend gigs. His friends were using their money to buy the latest gadgets, trendy clothes, or flashy cars. The temptation was strong. That new sports bike he had been eyeing, it was calling his name. But he stopped himself. If I invest this money instead, I can have more later, he reasoned. So he took a risk. Instead of spending his savings, he used it to buy inventory for an online store selling high-quality leather wallets. He sourced them from a small manufacturer and built a simple website. The first few months were slow. His friends mocked him, calling him Mr. Savings and joking about how he was missing out on all the fun. But Ethan didn't waver. At first, his sales trickled in. One order here, another there. The profit was minimal and self-doubt crept in. Wouldn't it have been easier to just buy the bike and enjoy life now? But he reminded himself of the test. One marshmallow now or two later, he whispered to himself every time he felt tempted to give up. Then something happened. His persistence started paying off. A well-known influencer stumbled upon his wallets and gave them a shout-out. Overnight, his store saw a surge of orders. Ethan reinvested every penny he made. No luxury vacations, no unnecessary expenses. While his friends were still partying, he was scaling his business. Within 2 years, his little wallet business had transformed into a thriving brand. He expanded into leather bags and accessories, hired employees, and secured a deal with a major retailer. That initial $5,000, it had multiplied into a 6-figure revenue stream. And guess what? He finally bought that bike, but this time it was paid for by passive income, not his savings. Years later, as a successful entrepreneur, Ethan was invited to give a speech at a business conference. He walked up to the stage and pulled out 2 marshmallows from his pocket. This, he said, holding up the first marshmallow, is instant gratification. The quick dopamine hit, the impulse buys, the short-term pleasures. Then he raised the second. And this is delayed gratification. The patience to build, invest, and wait for something greater. He smiled at the crowd. Choose wisely. Because one day, your choices will determine whether you're just another person in the crowd or whether you're sitting on this stage sharing your story. And with that, he tossed the second marshmallow in the air, caught it, and took a bite, his reward for years of patience and perseverance.